connection.
What's up, guys? V Funè here. Guess what? We're back. We have an awesome show for you guys. You know what? We got to talk to the artists during the Easy Mill concert, and now we get to highlight these dancers here. So my name is V Funè, and if you guys can please introduce yourselves and where you're from.
What's up, guys? My name is Jerome, originally from Philippines, you already know, but I live in Vegas now.
Hey guys, my name is Matthew Gob. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois, but moved to Vegas about 10 years ago.
Hey guys, my name is Jayna, and I'm from here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi, or hi,
No,
whatever.
I don't know which camera.
I'm Ethan. I was born and raised here in Las Vegas, and yeah.
Wait, can I ask a question?
I'm kind of just like...
I thought we were talking to this one.
I was looking
I
at
love this. You see these guys, like, they're dancers. So see, that's why JR here live at the Junction and the Worldwide Connection team here, you know, we were like, we want to show off these dancers. And it's so funny and it's so adorable because, like, which camera, you know what I mean? Because you guys aren't really used to being, like, highlighted like this. So I'm super excited that we're able to highlight you guys.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys.
Yeah, any camera is good, so.
Okay.
Any camera, wherever we're looking, it's
Right.
going to be like that.
So let me ask you guys, how did you guys meet?
Well, since we're all here in Vegas, we've worked with each other on either past projects, taking class from one another, because all of us are teachers, and yeah, just like more recent projects.
But a community thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I just
community.
know them from like classes, competitions, like we're from all Vegas, so he already said that part. But yeah, that's how it is.
Nice. Okay, so I mean, because recently, and you know, this is why we're doing this interview, right? Is you guys just did the Easy Mill live stream.
Yes.
Yes.
So, how did that kind of come about with you guys working together?
I got the phone call from her mom.
No, yeah, it was actually, it was
Okay.
actually kind of cool because Easy Mill's girlfriend is friends with one of my dad's friends, and so she reached out and like got my Instagram and was able to show it to Easy Mill's mom. And then from there, they reached out to me, and then we reached out to Matt, and then we just reached out to
started
everyone.
reaching out.
And we started grabbing a bunch of people to do the project.
For me, I got recommended by Andrew. That's one of the reasons why I'm part of this project, and thank you, Andrew, for that. And yeah, that's where we started working, honestly. So.
I was brought upon by her mom. She's kind of like my second momager agent thingy that just like gets me all these
Yeah,
things. And
she's a little
Yeah.
momager.
I
Mom,
love
yeah.
it. Shout out. She's actually here in the studio with
Yeah,
us,
Mom.
of course. You gotta love moms. But I mean, speaking of moms, because I definitely want to talk about your age, because when I found out after, you know, seeing you guys' rehearsals and stuff like that, and we'll get into the rehearsals, guys, don't worry, we'll get into the juicy part, so make sure you guys watch till the end. But I mean, tell everybody how old you are.
I just turned 16, so, but
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So much talent. So much
Thank
talent.
you, thank
Seriously.
you.
I mean, and I really speak this for all of you guys, and I kind of told you guys behind the scenes as well. When you guys have been, since rehearsals, and especially during the show, being able to experience you guys live your passion, I really felt like every single lyric as if you guys were the artist, as if you were singing it through the body. It gave me the chills, and even rehearsals, like when you did your solo one, I seriously almost started crying.
thank you so much. And that's like the beauty about dance. Like we're really able to like put our movement to the music, and it just creates this like other type of conversation, which is really cool.
Wow, that's so awesome. So, and we'll dive more into that, but let's go ahead and start diving into what these guys want to talk about, right? Which is the Easy Mill live stream that we just recently did together. So let's kind of talk about the process of that, because I know that's a huge process for you guys, especially as dancers. So from beginning to end, however you guys want to talk about that, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Well, we started, first we started with Banalo. Well, actually, we distributed the choreography and the songs throughout ourselves, so we all have our take in it. We all put in work. We all put in time with the choreography. We were meeting between 3 to 4 times in a week, every week. Different studios, such as District Arts, we went to Millennium Dance Complex, we went to Prodigy Training Center, we went to,
Culture Shock.
help me out, yeah, Culture Shock,
Las Vegas.
and Junction Complex, where we're at right now. So we all took a little bit of some songs. I think there was about, in total, like 10, 11 songs in the concert. You know, Jayna took a few on her own, and then, yeah, the rest of us, we did a few of them too. Yeah.
Wait, so to clarify, you guys were the choreographers for these songs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All of
Oh
them.
my gosh, that's so awesome. So, okay, so let's kind of get into that, because I always wonder, because, you know, there are people that like to be artists or, you know, songwriters or videographers, right, or whatever. Why dance? How did you guys become passionate at dance?
Honestly, man, it was more of like the feeling of like when I discovered dance. It was more like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, you know, like I was a kid too. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know really what I want to do, but when I was in Philippines, you know, I see this like the people that is older than me, so already dancing, competitions, all this kind of stuff. Because it was different back then. But then I was just kind of watching them, and I tried it once. Someone just told me like, hey, why aren't you doing it here? All I did is literally flip, but you know. But I started to dance and actually try to express myself to and found a career that what I want to do when I was a kid. So I'm like, okay, this feels good, and I'm still carrying it until now. You know what I'm saying? I'm really passionate about it. Even them, I'm pretty sure everyone's like really passionate about this. But that's how I, you know.
How about you guys? Do you guys have moments where you're like, yo, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
I recently had that moment.
Ooh, I love that.
So like, I've been dancing for around like maybe like 9, 10-ish years, and like the first like half of it, I would definitely say it was like for a hobby, because I started in like middle school. Actually, when I first wanted to start dancing, I saw her at her first like studio dance competition, and I was like, I want to do that. That looks cool, right? So then I did it for like 5 years, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Like I want to keep doing this hobby. I did it. I tried like making connections like throughout like just like the LA OC community, and here. So from there, I was like, this is cool. Like I love training, I love dancing, and I was doing competitions at the time. And then like I was in college, right? And I'm in college now, but I'm gonna drop out to pursue it in LA. So like it literally hit me like after this new year. I was like, damn, like I really love doing this, and I can't see myself do anything else with it, or like do anything else besides this. And I was like, I might as well full send it and just like go 100% into dance. So yeah, I recently had that like little moment in my life where I was like, now's the time. So yeah.
That's
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss 16-year-old? I mean, you have your whole life ahead of you,
I
but
know.
you're like,
Well, like you said, like the fact that you were like, oh, I almost cried, like that's the reason why I do dance. It makes you feel good, and I'm glad that it makes other people like feel emotions. Like that's my whole point, to like touch people with like my movement. And so I've been dancing for a while now actually, but I'm still kind of young and I'm still in school, but I work on projects and I still continue to do dance, but it is like something I love, and I'm just glad like I can help share it to other people. So,
Right.
Yeah.
nice.
I actually found dance a little bit later. I think at like around 17, I was actually playing sports more so when I was, you know, very young, until I got to about 16, 17. That's when Jabberwockies won ABDC season 1.
Yeah.
And I was just really inspired, just like a lot of other people that dance now. You know, you hear that, oh, you know, Jabberwockies and all that stuff. So I got inspired by them as well. I took up breakdancing, also known as b-boying. I took that up first, and then I was in football, but something was like gravitating me towards breaking. I kept like going every single morning to the studio to break, and then my coaches at the time were kind of giving me crap for it, and I was like, you know, something about this makes me, like I love it, you know,
Yeah.
I want to be here, you know,
Right.
and I was just a new b-boy, so I didn't know like really anything, but I just wanted to do it. And then ever since then I moved to Vegas, then I got into the choreography, and that's when I found like this is what I want to do, because when I'm in other environments, like
Right.
I don't thrive as much, but then I look at pictures of like when I'm dancing and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't glow like that, I don't look like that anywhere else. Like I feel like this is where I belong. So
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, look, I just have to say thank you guys for following that passion and continuing that, because I absolutely enjoyed that. I've seen so many shows, but that was the first time where I really paid attention to the dancers as well, because I felt your guys' emotion. So Definitely. Okay, so let's get back into like the whole easy meal process as well, right? I mean, you guys, you said 3 to 4 times a week. What was it like working with Easy?
It's insane. I would say that.
Oh my god, an experience like all
He's
by
very
itself.
creative, man. He's very creative. His mind just runs a lot. He tells us what to do, and we just like, okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, sige. Like, you know what I'm saying? We kind of just like, hey, so this is what Easy wants, so. Like, we kind of just like talk about it and communicate each other with what we want to do. Especially we do different songs, so like choreography and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, the kid is like talented.
No, yeah, he's so talented, and his process is insane. Like he just is constantly thinking of ideas. So just being able to adapt to them too is just so cool, and just watching it all come together at the end was amazing.
Yeah.
His energy in like rehearsals too is like super like lively, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like we would meet up like 30 minutes before like rehearsals, and we'd be like stressing out, like, oh my god, let's make sure we have this right, blah 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 blah, right? Like we were all kind of like, what's gonna happen today? And then whenever Easy walks in, it's like always like just a loud random sound, like just anything, and we'd be like, oh my god. Like,
He's like, oh, okay, that's
okay. It's not that serious. Like, let's have fun with this and enjoy the process of it. And I think that's one of the better things that happen like in these rehearsals, because it seems very stressful to like work with the artists and like you're gonna be on stage with them and you're essentially like being watched by so many people. But like seeing them be human, just like in like the normal scenarios of life, it's like really pleasing to be like, oh wow, like he's human like me too. So it's like, yeah.
No, yeah.
Nice.
I think he's the funniest person ever. That's why. I think that's why you got the initial reaction from us, because he's funny. He's hilarious. Like I'm an observer, so I pay attention to everything during rehearsal, and then I just think his tendencies. He's creating, but at the same time, like he's a comedian within himself too. Like he's an all-around entertainer. It's amusing. It's great. It's great.
He does say that a lot.
During one of the rehearsals, it was just me and him going back and forth with the you heard like 10
It's in my
minutes.
vlog too.
So yeah, let's talk about that really quick. So you do have a vlog. I checked it out, and you have a vlog as well. So make sure you guys check that out, because you guys have a little bit of behind the scenes of the process as well.
Yeah.
So you know, from the whole entire process in regards to the behind the scenes, is there something that you guys didn't say on there that we can kind of put in this video that maybe you forgot to kind of mention like during the process?
I kind of just wish I got more clips.
Right.
But I was like, my head was just so in the moment, and I
Right.
was just really like grinding it out through the process, just like all of us. But we all work kind of differently, and that's just kind of how I was working. I was really just in the zone. But yeah, I wish I kind of got a little bit more clips.
Yeah. I had to kind of make sure like it's okay for everyone, especially for Easy's team and you know all the directors and stuff, for me to film everywhere. Like, who's this guy filming everywhere? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because there's this one time where when we were practicing, and then H-Bomb kind of like came to me and kind of said, hey, can you blur in this part? That's one of the things I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna blur it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to make sure everything is permitted and everything is fine before I like, oh look, Easy's on in a stage right now singing. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of like at the same time what you said, we were focused in the moment when we're about to perform and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I would also say like another thing that you can't really see in their videos is just how much effort they put into like their choreography. Like I had my own choreography, so I had time to do it with myself, but especially like them creating pieces that we all needed to learn, like they were like 3 to 4 minute songs, which are so long.
So hard.
And just having to like create this whole visual, especially with an artist, like we showed clips of us like practicing, but like not really like them creating the piece, which is like
That's the core of it.
yeah, which is insane. Like I think congrats. Good job. Good job.
Congrats. But it's that dedication too,
Yeah.
though, of, like what we put in the work. You know what I'm saying? It's just how Easy sings the songs that he do. Like we feel it. Like one of the songs that you just dance solo, you felt it. You said you cried too. So it's kind of like one of the things that we're like, okay, I feel what he's saying here. The communication, I was okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
So I would just say, I would just say good job to you guys and to me, I guess, for just like being able
Good
to
job
like,
to
job
you.
to everyone.
Thank you.
Good job to everyone. And
Oh,
you.
so I get to
Congrats.
sit. No, seriously though,
And
you guys definitely became an extension of him. Like, I mean, there was certain, what do you guys call it when you guys are in the specific sections. What is it called?
Formations.
Formations.
Ah.
I'm learning the dance
Hey.
terms, right? Formations. When you guys were in specific formations, I mean, it was like his energy really coming out of you guys as well. It was just a beautiful scene and everything. You know, I was lucky enough, obviously, to be in studio and see just some of the rehearsals. So that was really, really awesome for you guys.
Thank you.
And I'm glad, you know, and this is just, you know, a shout out to, like, you know, future artists or whatever. When you guys work with dancers, you know what? I love that you guys did behind the scenes. There's plenty of other dancers out there that want to know the process too, because they want to get into the dance scene and, you know, what it takes, how much hard work it takes, right? So let's kind of talk about that. You know, in regards to hard work, how did you guys, because it's a lot of work, how do you typically deal with, you know, the pressure, I guess, or the hard work in your guys' personal lives, as well as obviously your own career? Like, how do you typically deal with that? Especially when there's big shows kind of like that.
I think I have the most trouble with that. Just because, like, I don't know, personally for me, I was, like, really going through it during the whole thing just because, like, I work a 9 to 5, like, I do school, I direct a team, and I have those rehearsals to make as well, just as much as I have this. And I don't like to, like, weigh things out, like, oh, this is more important than the other. Like, I try and treat it where it's, like, everything's just as equally as important because each thing makes me, like, a better me, you know? So I think, like, the pressure of juggling all those things and, like, how I coped with it, I'm naturally, like, a stubborn person, and I hate losing. So I don't want to lose to myself, so constantly reminding myself, saying, like, oh, like, there's this many rehearsals left of the show, like, like, I can keep doing this, like, it's just 3 more shifts you have to work at the boba store, you know, like, it's just, like, constantly telling yourself that you only have this much time until you're done with something or you complete the task and you achieve your goal. And I think that's something that really drove me to just, like, push and, like, even keep on going when, like, you know, like, roll with the punches, essentially. Like, I even texted them one time in, like, our little group chat. I was like, yo, like, I'm sorry for, like, not being focused in some of the rehearsals or just being out of it, but I promise you, like, this next week, like, I'll give you, like, my full 100% attention, blah, 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 blah. Like, it'd be sometimes, like, I'd be running on 4 hours of sleep, and I'd be coming straight from work. I would just grab, like, a quick Vietnamese coffee and just, like, dance here for, like, 3 hours, and, you know, like, that's sometimes how you gotta just deal with pressure and just, like, head on, you know?
Yeah.
Because when it gets hard, that's the time for the most growth.
1,000%. Yes, I love that you said that.
But I feel like it's just, you just gotta do it sometimes, because there's a lot of, like, priorities when it comes to, like, you know, what he said to all those kind of stuff he wanted to do. So he figured out, like, we're all here getting interviewed by you now, so thank God we're done. But we're really blessed to be, of course, be a part of the show and the concert, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, yeah, it was stressful at times, but I think it was just like, we are all very creative, I think. And so like, I had my 2 solos, and those 2 dances, like the songs I could feel. So like, it was so easy for me to like come up with movement, and that really helped relieve a lot of the stress, especially because like I'm doing something that like I love. So it's just like, it keeps flowing. And then I think while we were all working together, like at least we were there for each other, and we were helping each other out, like scheduling rehearsals. We'd film videos to like send to each other, which really helped like the stress go away, because at least we had each other, you know?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Teamwork. Right. There's not really like a director of anything for us. It was more of like, hey, let's do this together. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. So like, yeah, I just want to add that to that.
Yeah. And to top that, I think we're all just passionate in what we do, and we take pride in what we do. So any challenge, and from what I've seen from us 4, any challenge that presented, whether they said, here's a new song, choreograph to this, or do this, here's the costumes for this, we're like, okay, let's go. Like, this is, just take it, like what you said, just take it on, you know. Yeah, we took one thing at a time.
Dancers, man.
We took one thing at a time, but we still did it because I think we're just, we're very headstrong and passionate about what we do. So
Right.
it was stressful, but it was something that we wanted to be there for, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I know for me personally, I was so proud to be of my culture, you know, being Filipino and being surrounded by other Filipinos that were so talented. I'm like, yes, it's our time now. You know what I mean? Like, because Filipinos have always been talented, and I kind of noticed we kind of dumb ourselves down, especially in America. But let's kind of talk about that. Like, what was your guys' experience kind of diving into, you know, our culture, essentially, like working around a whole bunch of Filipinos? Do you guys typically do that a lot? I don't know. I've never really done that a lot.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I just had it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna say something real quick. But I've already have experience working with a lot of, you know, Filipinos, because I've been here, I moved here since 2013 here in Las Vegas, straight from Philippines, you guys already know. Yes, I have, so like, I don't know what else. It's just, it's fun, man.
He
it's
speaks
fun.
Tagalog
I
out of
speak
all of
Tagalog,
us.
or nagtatagalog ako, right?
Konti lang ako.
Konti lang sila. So,
Ako si Jayna.
It's like saying.
we've been rehearsing that since like, hey, well, how do you say yung pangalan?
You can't say it.
Well, okay, so what was it? I got confused with that.
We were questioning about, what's it?
Well, what did you say? You said ako you see Jayna? I
Ako
just
si
want
Jayna, which means I am Jayna.
Yes. She had to clarify. Guys, back me up.
I mean, look, shout out to all the Filipinos out there and all the Filipino Americans, right? I know my parents moved out here, but I still got to live in the Philippines, but shout out to them. And I think we get to bridge the gap now. Now that we got internet, I mean, we all get to learn the language, right?
Yeah.
And be proud of our culture and, you know, stick together and so on and so forth, right?
And what's really cool is, so both of my parents are Filipino and we have a lot of connections. So lately I've been doing a lot more things like with the Filipino culture, which is really cool because I have like godparents out in the Philippines, and I was actually able to visit the Philippines for the first time.
Nice.
So just being able to like connect all of it together is really cool too.
Okay, so then you know what this is.
Yes, I do know what that is.
Do you guys know? Does everybody knows what this is?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Yes.
GP.
Like
GP.
10 to 15 pesos every commute
Right?
from canto to canto.
Don't go nowhere. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about choreography. Panalo is such a huge song for Easy Mail. I loved all his music, the fact that he was so many different genres, and I mentioned that. But Panalo is it was one of my favorite songs. You know what I mean? It's become a theme song for me now. So let's kind of go through like that choreography and how you guys came about it and what does it mean to you?
So actually, interesting fact, that was the first piece that we took on. Choreography-wise, it started with, I did the chorus actually, I collaborated with Andrew actually.
Okay.
But
Kuya Andrew.
Kuya Andrew, I collaborated with him on the chorus, and then they had their collaboration part on the first verse, the breakdown, and then Jerome and I, after the chorus, like towards the end more so, we collaborated on that. So
It's
that
kind of just a mix.
There's a
that
lot
process
of like
was spread
different,
out.
like, because we all individually have our own style, and I think
Right.
it can be
Teamwork.
all like each style can be recognized within like Panalo just itself, you know.
And that's what I loved about watching you guys, because it was, and I could tell it was different styles, and I could tell it was all of you guys working together. So just kind of asking, because I'm not a dancer, guys, I'm not one of those Filipinos, I'm sorry. But when you guys come up with choreography, like, do you guys typically just like take the lyric and you're like, okay, so it says calling on the phone, so I'm gonna do this move?
Some of it we did do that.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
very literal, yeah.
So but typically, you know, how do you guys come up with choreography? Does it just kind of happen naturally?
It kind
Or?
of just depends on like what like we're trying to have the person hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if I want you to hear the lyric, like I'm calling you on the phone, like I will do it to the
Focus on
lyric. But like sometimes I'm like, oh, I want them to hear the bass snare in the back, so I'll hit boom cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it depends on like what you're trying to, how do I put it? What you're trying to achieve with the piece. Like usually as dancers, like the first thing before even like you start moving is like what you set in your mind. Like, do you want to tell a story? Do you want to get the audience excited? What is it for? Is it for a show, like a music video, a concept video, a concert performance? Like, it's like with those things in your mind, you start to see what moves are effective in those situations.
Okay.
So for example, like what you said, if you want to tell a story, then you would typically use wordplay and do like the calling on the phone type thing, right? Versus for like a concert performance, you would do like pretty big moves because like in a concert, there's like thousands of people, and they're not going to see like
Right.
small
Yeah.
moves in here. So it's like the process of it always starts with like, what is it for, and what do you want to do with it?
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
that's something huge about it. But
I mean, I don't know who put it, but there's like a tickling move that you guys put
Quia
there.
Andrew.
Quia Andrew. Quia
Nice.
Andrew, welcome back. You know, I feel like that's such a part of like a theme for Panalo, and then the tickling song is like in the background playing, and I was like, okay, this is perfect, this is cool, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about that too. And I feel like for me, hearing the songs from Easy, especially when I hear it for myself, I usually just listen to it first and see what he means or something, or especially like we have internet nowadays, we can search it up and say, okay, what do you mean by this time? Because he have a video, music videos too.
Yeah.
I had to kind of go there and, okay, there's this one video that he shoot, it's IDK. His music video is literally like, he's showing literally what he's saying in that video, like specifically. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what he means in this film. There's like a part when he said film or cardiac film, we were like this. You know what I'm saying? We were like, just like, kind of like that feeling of choreography, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
That's man, you guys make it sound, I mean, you guys made it look so easy, first of all, and you're like, man, I had to do some
Easy.
research and study, and then we also had to practice and listen to it over and over again, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's awesome. So, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the YouTube reactions, yo, because shout out to everybody that showed love
Shout out
on the
fans.
YouTube reactions. There's so many comments. We absolutely love you guys, but definitely, what was your guys' like favorite comments or, you know, anything that popped out, I guess, from any of the YouTube reactions?
Well, for one,
Yeah.
all the supportive ones we really take into account, and we really hold that close to us because, you know, often so or not, we get overshadowed or we get overlooked. Sometimes it's just extras. So the fact that we get the spotlight or the recognition or just the support from the fans that let us know that they see us and that they love what we're doing, and with our vlogs showed kind of like a scratch of the surface of how the process was. So more fans kind of tuned in, and we're very appreciative of how much time we were putting in. And one comment said, "Madaming pawis," means like a lot of sweat, and I mentioned that a lot in his vlog. Yeah, see, everybody knows, like even the team, you know, everyone knows that I
this guy's
sweat
standing
a lot.
and
Sweating right
then
now.
he's like, I'm like, yo, we're not doing anything. We just
Yeah.
sitting.
I love that clip in your vlog.
Right, I was just
You're like, we haven't even gone full out yet.
I was already.
with
He's
a
like
towel on
red.
the neck, like, what?
I had to bring a whole towel.
how do you sleep, man?
I
Like, you wake up
Right.
and
I wake up sweating.
Like,
I mean, that's good.
That's the
though.
ones that I caught. Yeah, that's the ones that I caught, really. Yeah.
Right.
They mentioned facial expressions from me.
Yeah,
I
you
got.
did, right.
I was looking at. I was like, what are they talking about? And then I looked at the video, and then I looked at the pictures, and then you see one. I'm like, ah. And there's another. I'm like, ah. And I'm like, okay. I think that's the ones that they're talking about.
Okay, so as choreographers, it's like facial expressions kind of part of it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a move
Honestly,
too.
really,
Oh,
really.
So
wow.
the
That's
whole
a
thing
move.
is like a visual performance.
Wow.
So if we're just like,
it looks
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
it's like
That makes sense, actually.
It just adds up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you can just do this and less this, and it looks like you're doing
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. Or
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I'm
Can
saying?
be
You can
like-
literally stand there and doing
just
this. Like, oh my God, there's a
Yeah.
presence.
yeah,
You know
it's
what
all
I'm
about
saying?
presence.
Stage presence.
There's like a,
Right.
you know,
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, yo, shout out to Jabberwocky-san, because y'all got the mask, and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, we still feel y'all.
it's crazy.
one of the reasons why I started dancing.
For sure, for sure. That's awesome. Okay, so does anybody else want to kind of add to any YouTube reactions? Have you guys seen any of them yet? Or?
Honestly, for my vlog, everyone was showing love. They were just saying, "Yo, congrats! Next time we'll be on the big stage." I'm like, "Oh yes, please." Yes, please. I'm just like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys." You know what I'm saying? Like they're being mentioned, everyone's being mentioned. I'm like, "Oh dang, we're actually doing this." You know, I'm actually seeing this in a comment. I'm like, "All right, I see you guys."
Right.
So it's pretty cool for me. Like it's giving me energy and inspiring me more to keep going, especially content. Like that's what my YouTube is about too. It's just a dance experience for everybody to kind of like, hey, watch out, this is what's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah.
If they want to see some experience, just watch my YouTube channel. Like everything is there, whether it's free battle, traveling, literally everything, like concert. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. So if you guys could work with any artist, because what I loved about what you guys have mentioned earlier, like working with Easy, obviously he's a dancer himself, so that's why he, you know what I mean, like you can tell how he really merged with you guys, and you guys were like one unit as a whole entire show. If you guys could work with any other artist, who would it be?
Justin Timberlake.
I was gonna say that.
Justin
I was gonna say
Timberlake.
that.
Yes, please.
I'll just be there with the camera. I'll be your guys' behind the scenes person.
Oh man, that'd be great.
He
You're
is
like, yeah,
insane.
we dance to this Filipino right here.
Justin Timberlake, huh?
Justin's
Yeah.
good. Bruno Mars would be
Bruno
good.
Mars,
Mars.
especially. Yeah, that's like
The opportunity, I don't know. If we had the opportunity, how to put it, rest in peace to the king, but Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Oh my
that'd be
God.
great.
Oh
That
my
would be-
god, that'd be crazy.
Nice.
Like that's definitely like an opportunity that I wish I had the opportunity to take, but you know.
No, yeah.
Hey, I mean, look,
Any
there's a lot of
artists.
Michael Jackson shows right now, so you never know.
That's true.
And you do live in Vegas, so there's
There are a lot
MJ
of
Live, MJ Live.
Yeah, there are.
you know.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get to the next point, which is, you know, what's going on next for y'all as dancers, or, you know, I mean, you two do vlogs, so you guys are influencers as well. But what's next for y'all?
Everyone want to start it.
I'm kind of just still like working. I still right now, since it's been like COVID and there hasn't been many like jobs open, but I've been like trying to like work really hard to still be able to do that. And then I also do like modeling and stuff like that, so that works too. And then actually, Jerome is in this new show that's coming out in Vegas, and I'm helping assist the choreographer with all the work. So it's cool seeing that show come together.
Pretty excited
Yeah.
about that.
Nice.
I'm throwing an event, a dance convention, actually, in August, where I threw it last year before COVID hit, and it was great, and I'm gonna
That's awesome.
do it again soon. Yeah, come through. It's called Experience Dance Convention, so
That's awesome.
yeah, throw it. Yeah, she was there last year. She assisted choreographer. Yeah, that's what happened. So I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm prepping for next in August.
Woo.
Nice.
Sure. Honestly, I can't wait to travel again. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to like, cause COVID, you know, everybody knows what COVID is, obviously. But I can't wait just to go out. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I've been always trying to, especially like teaching professionally worldwide. It's either like even just like states worldwide, especially in the Philippines. I want to teach there more, obviously. Just kind of like reaching that goal is really important when it comes to like, you know, as a dancer too, because there's a lot. As a dancer, we can do a lot more than just dancing, you know, a lot more, not just like, oh, a dancer. You know, we're also an artist and not just a dancer. You feel me? So,
Right.
Yeah.
Art.
Art.
I direct a team. I said that. Right now, shout out Segoyers. But right now, we're just in the midst of like doing a bunch of concept videos. Like you said, like COVID and everything, it's stopped a lot of the community shows here, and sometimes that's a lot of like where the Vegas like community goes to just to watch each other, because it's a big celebration. Like it's also a competition, but a lot of people see it as like a party where we all kind of get to see each other grow and work. Like it's something where like veterans in the community can look at the newer generation and see them grow past, and because of that, like since nothing's happening, I still want to show off my team. So we've just been making a ton of concept videos, and it's because like a lot of people, like I think Segoyers is one of the teams where we take in a lot of people who have like maybe like zero dance experience, and it's like it would be weird for other people to do that, because you know, like when you go into competition, like you want to go to win, so you put your like all-star team together, right? But I think it's great to see that I get to show. I think it's great that I have the opportunity to show off these newer generation of dancers, because when you think about it, when we're all gone, those guys are going to be the ones to be leading this, you know, pushing the art forward, not just in this community. Who knows? They could go to LA, they could go across the world and push this art to where it should be, along par with like music, like painting, like just all the art in general, you know, because I feel like dance is really kind of low on the bar, just overlooked.
Yeah, on the artist totem pole.
Yeah, on the artist
Yeah.
totem pole, dancers are very overlooked. But I think in this generation and in this age where like dance is literally everywhere you go, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, a random person on the Vegas Strip, like it's everywhere now, and everyone's doing it. And I think that's what's these people that we, what do you call it, train and like grow are gonna push it to where it needs to be. So, yeah, I think that's just what I'm up to, pushing the future.
I love that. I really love that you guys are doing that because, like you said, it's supporting the community. And, you know, even though, you know, there's competitions and stuff like that, like you guys said, with what you guys do, it does bring forth that sense of community. And that's what I love about dancers. The dancers that I know anyways, first of all, you guys always dress really awesome, like dancer awesome. I noticed you guys also have dope shoes typically when you go to rehearsals and stuff. I mean, I'm also from LA though, you know what I'm saying? So there's always been like a style with you guys. But the dancing community I noticed has been pretty close to each other and pretty open, I noticed. I mean, from my experience, this is me outside looking in, of course. So I love that you guys work with other dancers as well and support that community. That's awesome. So hey, if y'all are dancers, shout out, right? Like, get with the community for sure.
Yeah.
Let us know.
I love that you guys are down for that.
Come through.
Shout
We
out
love
some-
everybody.
Yeah, you sure can.
Well, I just want to, well, you promoted your team, Coach.
Go
I'll
ahead,
promote
bro.
my team too. Shout out to the Kills Project. I'm one of the director. No, not one of the director. I'm the director of the Kills Project, and I just want to say shout out to you guys. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Same thing, same story,
No, yeah.
almost.
Nice.
Almost.
I love that.
Hey, man, raw.
Because at the end of the day, we're like all in the same studio taking class from
Right.
each other. Like I think the dance community has like a lot of love for each other because, again, at the end of the day, we're all in the same studio hyping each other up when we're just done taking class and just vibing around, you know? Like it's really like a language of love when it comes
That's
to
what's
dance.
fun about it too during the COVID too. I mean, even though there was a COVID, you know, it was pretty hard to take class, but we still make it happen.
Yeah.
With the mass social distance.
Instagram
Hey,
Live.
Everyone
even
got
like-
really creative with classes, like Instagram
right.
Live.
Everyone pushed and
Yeah.
realized what. Yeah, just a lot.
Well, I mean, those are, you know, we're making changes to that. Hopefully that'll start lifting off. And as that
Hopefully,
lifts
man.
off, you guys will lift off. Like, really, as artists, you guys, like I said, was hands down super phenomenal.
Thank you.
It was a great, great experience for sure. So with that said, JR, are we cool? Because you know what? Look, I know I would love to see them do some, what is it called? Ciphering?
Yeah.
I'm learning
Cipher.
terms. So what does a cipher mean? Jerome?
Well, I know what it
dancers.
means, but I know like
This
you
is
know
like-
more about it.
This is just from my experience. It's basically just getting down, like in a
I
circle.
love it.
Yeah.
You know, we're,
yeah.
it's like a party in the circle, but like a dance community type thing. Or it doesn't have to be necessarily a dance community, but it's just that's what it's called, Cypher. It's like, it's just a get down of just partying, like especially one on one.
Yeah.
People would just come in and dance, like who's next, like type of thing. So
next?
that's how
Freestyle.
it's simple. Like there's nothing else. That's how it is. Just like a circle freestyle. It's not a choreography. I mean, unless someone throw a commando. Commando means
Tree. I go in, or
Yeah.
I go in, you go out type of thing. Like,
right. So
Like they coordinate it.
Yeah.
right. They
There you
right,
go.
you ready? We're about to do a backflip. All right.
Wow, it's a
Type of
whole
thing, so-
other world. I love it.
It is.
I'm learning things.
There's like a lot of things. Like what's commando? What?
Right? Because commando to me is, I'm just kidding.
That's why he
Joke lang, okay?
That's why I had to clarify what commando is. It's kind of just like a teamwork type of thing.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I'm excited to see you guys cipher because I love watching you guys dance. So we're gonna actually allow you guys to do that. Once again, guys, my name is V Funè. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and, you know what, let them know how they can find you online. Once again, what your guys' names are, and then let's get into that cipher.
Hey man, follow me on
man.
YouTube, Instagram. You already know anywhere that you can find to. My name is Jerome Rivera _ You can just find it somewhere and search for it.
Somewhere.
I made it pretty easy. It's just my name, Matthew Gob,
Same.
on everything. So.
On everything.
And that's G-O-B-B or
One
G-O-B?
B.
One
One
B.
B.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
making sure.
Mag go.
Go. My name is Jayna Hughes, and you can find me on my Instagram at Jayna_Hughes, and then you can find me just off of my Instagram. All my other stuff are on there too. So yeah.
Nice.
I'm Ethan. My Instagram handle is actually very difficult,
It is.
so I will spell it out for you. @ It's like A Estandian, but I put an X in there just to be cool.
So it looks like aesthetic.
Yeah, it looks like aesthetic. It's not really aesthetic. It's like my middle initial with my last name with an X through it. I don't know why it's that difficult, but...
Yo, but we got you guys. JR is going to make sure that he puts the answers down below. Please connect with us, guys.
I didn't know. I forgot.
Spell it out for you guys. Act.
Right, so we'll make sure that that's down there. Shout out to JR, Worldwide Connection, and obviously the Junction Complex for allowing us to highlight these awesome dancers, artists, creatives. I mean, you guys are definitely one of the dancers. So thank you guys so much for your time, and super stoked to do this again. Let's do this again eventually, right? Let's do another show. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get set up for that Cypher. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, squad.
You are now making a worldwide connection.
Yo, you got an invite?
I don't see, like, my homies are in there. Like,
Wait, who?
I'm like part of that crew, you know what I mean? Like,
You can get in
I'm
there.
one of the performers. Come
RSVP,
on,
yo.
come on, man. Hot damn, got this chica from Atlanta trying to pose, but her flows got a show for the camera. Not suppose that I chose getting most with it. Now I'm gone in the zone trying to figure out an answer. Hey, she be a dancer or a diva, Scorpio or Leo. I get along with Libras. They're trying for the bleachers, but I'm reaching on the features. But I need to take a shot with the homie Roalika. Halika na mami, you little hottie with a Mexican twist. Ain't hating on Asians either, as long as Hopper or mix. We bringing out the ether, talking whiskey or 2 shots. Toasting to Edvin, Rizal, Marvin, and 2 pods. Can't forget the family and my homie Tanette. We out here, stay connected worldwide to the flesh. We basically saying, homie, that we better than rest. But listen, baby, let's party while we in the complex. Hey, yo, you and your friends, we can kick it at the Tuesday blend. Hey, yo, and me and my friends, we be chillin' at the Tuesday blend. Yeah, hey, you and your friends, we can kick it at the Tuesday blend. Hey, yeah, and me and my friends, we be chillin' at the Tuesday blend. Hey, sporting over in an open and tight fashion. Look at the pretty girls with acrylics and lashes. JR bringing the flashes, shooters and all, performers and night dance behind the Boulevard Mall. Yeah, out of this world like a doppelganger, trying to find a girl in the mix with a couple strings. Rhyming out my words with some herb with all type of flavors that could make you curl in the world, man. Don't need no papers. Yo, you want the weekend? It don't matter what you say. We rocking up in the spot and can't wait for the Tuesdays. Yo, it don't matter what you say. We rocking up in the spot and can't wait for the Tuesdays. Hey.
Yo, you got an invite?
Don't see, like, my homies are in.
Connection.
Okay.
So first part, like I said, I'm gonna do a quick introduction. Oh shit.
I was drinking.